Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Eliankutse and we're back with another supercar review. Today we are with a car that I think is massively underrated. It has a sibling of supercars, so sometimes it kind of gets on notice, but not today. We're going to give it all the attention it deserves. It's the Ferrari Roma. There's nothing worse in some ways than being underrated, but then there's nothing better as well because you can shine through in a different way. And I think that's what this Roma has achieved here. It's a car that, by going under the nose, under the radar for quite some time, has a chance to shine in eternity. And I believe it will do that. But one thing I will say is that being underrated isn't necessarily a bad thing. And I think the Roma is evidence of that. For some reason, ever since I first saw the Roma, I've not seen as much about it as I would expect, or as I would like. I mean, this car was an incredible vehicle, it really took me back. But why is that? One of the reasons, potentially, is the fact that this is a time where Ferrari was beginning to phase out their V8 engines in favour of the V6s. This is a turbocharged 3.9-litre V8, the same engine that's actually used in the SF90 Stradale, and it's a very award-winning engine. But this vehicle is not the most classically Ferrari looking Ferrari that you'll ever see, let's put it that way. You look at cars like the F8 Tributo, cars like the new 296 GTB, those cars are Ferrari, proper race cars. This is something else. The clue is in the name. It's called the Roma. Why? It's named after the beautiful city, a cosmopolitan city. It's a cosmopolitan car for cosmopolitan people in a day-to-day drive. I like the fact it doesn't scream Ferrari even though the engine does. I like the fact that it's got this more sort of curvaceous shape. I like the fact that it's not just an ordinary Ferrari in the sense of people would expect. I like the fact that people will have to double take to make sure that it is a Ferrari. And I like the fact that I'll get a lot of questions about what the car is, and I can talk about this beautiful car, which I will do more at great length. So I'm making a concerted effort to show you more of the cars. I am going to show you the engine again and what an engine it is. As mentioned earlier, it's a 3.9-litre turbocharged V8 engine. It's 612 brake horsepower, 760 newton meters of torque, top speed of almost 200 miles an hour in this car, which is more than capable, and also 0 to 60 of 3.4 seconds. Something that's obviously very different about the Roma is its shape. It's designed in-house by Ferrari, a guy called Flavio Manzoni inside the Ferrari design style team who came up with this beautifully wonderful curvaceous shape. I think history is going to be very kind to the Roma. This particular Roma is in a beautiful color called Bianco Italia. It's almost like a pearlescent white, which is really great in all types of weather, especially when it's overcast like this, providing a bit of brightness for those really dull days that unfortunately we get in the UK from time to time. Let's talk more about the design. Let's talk more about this sculpted back, this sort of squat back form that gives it this sort of aggressive, almost compact appearance, even though the bonnet is very elongated and protruding. It's a very classically proportioned looking Ferrari, and I quite like that elegance about it. I've heard that there's some people who actually purchase the Roma but take the Ferrari badge off. Now, I don't know why you'd want to do that, but I do understand it in certain ways. This is a car that you could be stealth in. This is a car you could hide away. This is a car for you and for you to do what you need to do, but still do it in a Ferrari. But at the same time, if you want it to be loud, if you want it to be audacious, if you want it to be brash, you can stick it into race mode. You can take it on track. You could throw it around, and this car is more than capable of doing all those things. It's like the ultimate all-in-one Ferrari, plus it looks stunning. Right, so here we are in the Roma. When I first tried it, it was the summer. It was a beautiful summer's day in Goodwood when I last drove the Roma. Today, it's a wet and windy summer's day in Derbyshire, but hey, it's no less enjoyable. It's got all these different modes. I'm currently in wet, as you'd expect with this kind of weather, but to be honest, it still doesn't take away from what is a very enjoyable, engaging drive. Of late, I've been driving more V6s and electric cars and hybrids and so on and so forth. So you can almost forget, you almost miss that rawness of a V8 engine, and it's so much fun to be in. But it's not just the acoustic enjoyment of a V8 that I love, it's also the raw power that you feel. It's 716 Newton meters of torque in this beautiful car, and you feel every inch of it, but you hear it. It's a much more emotional, engaging drive than I would say you get in a V6, albeit a very quick drive. I mean, this is a 0-60 of, as I mentioned, 3.4 seconds. So it's very, very fast. It's not the fastest car, but it's of ample speed and you feel every inch of that. And a wet day like today, on a daily drive, I think the most important thing you see is pretty much handling, being able to handle in all conditions. And that's what it is about a Grand Tourer, which is what the Roma is. It's essentially, it's a Grand Tourer, it's a Grand Touring coupe, a car that's to be taken on long trips across Europe, multifunctional, multi-purpose, and for that it's absolutely spot on. The steering wheel is awash with functions all around the wheel, so I can control everything I want, including my climb, the drive, acoustics, and also technology. There's a lot of technology in this car, it has to be said. There's a lot of touch buttons, a lot of touch sensors. So you see on the passenger side, it has a screen there so the passenger can control all the options without engaging or distracting, shall I say, the driver from what is a very spectacular drive, especially in this kind of weather. But you know, all the information is at everyone's fingertips. The passenger gets what they want, the driver gets what they want, and there's the midpoint of this beautiful infotainment screen, which you can control every aspect of the car from as well. So there's so many ways to control the car, but what I love the most from a driver's perspective is that I've got all the controls on my steering wheel. So I don't even have to worry about anything else. From my vantage point as a driver, I can control pretty much everything in the car, from the front of the steering wheel to the back of the steering wheel. Everything is under my control, which is very, very important. One of the things I love as well is that they still have this very clear, distinctive race mode changer on the steering wheel, which is a very tactile, very mechanical feeling, and that's great. So the most important thing about when you're driving a car that is as powerful and as quick as this is to have full control of the drive. You can go from wet to comfort to sport and to pure race mode and completely off, which of course you're not going to use on a day like this. The Roma also has a lot of tech in there. It actually has this F1 gearbox 8-speed. It's a lot lighter than predecessors, so it allows you to keep the weight down in a car like this that has a lot of lifestyle functions, shall I say, in addition to the pure driving elements. It's important to keep the weight down, and that's accomplished in the gearbox. It's just another indicator of how in the Roma they thought of everything from the lifestyle elements with the tech, from the performance element with the V8 engine and the gearbox, to also the beautiful visually aesthetic design of the sleek silhouette and also the grille. So a momentary pause just to reflect, and having driven this for now for a good few hours again, complete in love with the car. And to think that they've actually launched the convertible in 2023, the Roma Convertible Edition. You're looking at an all-round Grand Touring dream right here. I mean, I remember the F8 Tributo Spider was a spectacular drive, super, super quick, a massive performance car, but it still felt like a race car on the road. This one feels very much like a Grand Tourer. I am so comfy, my hamstrings are lovely, my back feels great, the environment is perfect. And you look at the price tag as well. For the Roma, you're looking at around the £200,000 mark. This one is £224,000. It has a lot of detailing. It has the Alcantara, it has the carbon fiber packs on as well, and plus other sound system and other paint adjustments and so on and so forth. But you could probably get one in the region of on the road for around about £175,000 when you look at it for this kind of car is extraordinary money. And you look at something like the 296 GTB, which is an incredible hybrid car, a V6, stunning vehicle in its own right, very much performance based. But again, then you're looking at nearer the $300,000 mark on that as well. So for the price point on this car, I think it's not only is it good value for life, it's good value for your investment. For the people who maybe don't want 2-3 cars, want a car that they can kind of use on a day-to-day, as well as a car that they can enjoy at the weekend or take on holidays, I think the Roma is just a really, really good option. And again, underrated in that department too. Another great feature that this Roma has is just all about comfort, and there's nothing more imperative to your comfort than the seats. So on the touchscreen system, it has these different settings regarding the seat adjustments. Yes, you've got the manual ones on the side for moving it forward, up and down, so on and so forth, but it's got these all little intricate adjustments that make it all the more comfortable. Things such as thigh bolsters, the seat length you can change, the side bolsters, which helps hug your lower back, the lumbar bolster in the base of your spine, which makes it more comfortable when driving long distances, and even the back bolster as well. And all these can be adjusted so you can confirm your ultimate comfortable seating position within millimeters of perfection. I love it. So how would I sum up the Ferrari Roma second time round? I called it the underdog, I called it underrated, and I stand by all of that. I can't really think of much more that I'd want in a performance daily drive than the Roma gives you. It has the elegance, it has the passion, it has the function, it has the space, it has the practicality, it has the panache, it has a voice, a very loud voice, and a V8 engine. It's just such a wonderful all-round component of what I believe luxury car should be. You know, I could drive this for hours and hours and hours, and the comfort, I barely even feel it as I step in and out, even though it is low. It's a car of paradoxes. You know, it's a car that shouldn't be as comfortable as it is, shouldn't be able to go as fast as it does, shouldn't be as practical as it is. It's a real magical concoction they've done with the Roma, and I think it's going to age extraordinarily well. Mark my words, this is going to be like the Ferrari Dino. In 20 years' time, everyone will be saying, where can I get a Roma? Oh, is that a Roma? And I'm all there for it. So yeah, it's an absolute 10 out of 10 from me. Now it's time to just have a bit of fun and yeah, enjoy this wet weather in the safest possible way. Honestly, I just have to say, man, it's just, this car, I honestly think there's just nothing I don't like about it. There is just nothing I don't like about it. Yeah, it's a winner.